Hey students, good morning all of you. This is the lecture of direct taxes. Once again, we are heading to our running chapter, income from house property. Last time I had given you question number 10 in homework. I suppose all of you must have calculated and tallied the answers, because in this particular session we will calculate question number 11, in which we have four equal owners or four equal partners and eight flats or eight properties. So as compared to the previous 10 examples, 11th example is little bit different, not fully different, remember, little bit different, because we have got eight properties. Four are self-residential. If you have the litho, you may refer the question. I had given you the question in the group. You might have written down the question also in your notebook, so read it. There are eight flats, all of equal size. Out of these eight flats, four flats are self-residential flats owned by A, B, C, and D, right? And the other four flats have been let out. So, thereby, there are total eight flats, eight properties, and we have to find out the income from house property of all eight flats. Not only that, at the end of the example, you read out the other incomes of all four partners are mentioned. So we have to find out gross total income of all four partners. So our work will not be finished with the statement of house property only. We will find out income from house property the same way we were finding out in previous question. But then after, we will find out partners' gross total income as well. Okay, so let us begin. Refer the first paragraph once again. A, B, C, and D are equal owners of a property consisting of 8 flats. Four partners are occupying one flat each for residence. That means four flats are self-residential, and the balance of flats are let out for 5,000 per month per flat. So here is the composition. You can see flat 1, 2, 3, 4 self-residential. As far as gross value is concerned, no clause is applicable, right? Not applicable. No A, B or AC. Flat 5, 6, 7, 8. These four flats are let out. And for them, we will apply A and C. Why A and C? So, જો નીચે other details આપેલી છે. Below the other details, there is one line. One of the flat remained vacant for 3 months. So obviously, if there is a vacancy, clause C will apply. So, clause A and C. જે કંઈ પણ અમાઉન્ટ આપેલી છે, આખા ક્વેશ્ચનમાં જેટલી પણ અમાઉન્ટ આપેલી છે, એ આખી પ્રોપર્ટીની જોઈન્ટ અમાઉન્ટ છે. આપણે એના 8 ભાગ નથી કરવાના, પણ 4 ફ્લેટ સેલ્ફ રેસિડેન્શિયલ અને 4 ફ્લેટ લેટ આઉટ, એટલે 4:4 or 1:1. 50% self residential, 50% for let out. એ રીતે ગણીને જ આપણે કેલ્ક્યુલેશન કરવાનું છે. એટલે આપણા માટે તો બે યુનિટ 1 માં 4 અને યુનિટ 2 માં 4, બરાબર છે. આ રીતે આઠેયનું કેલ્ક્યુલેશન થશે. જો તમે 8 ફ્લેટ કરો તો તમારે બધા કેલ્ક્યુલેશન 8 વખત કરવા પડે, અને જેટલી અમાઉન્ટ્સ તમને ક્વેશ્ચનમાં આપેલી છે એ બધાના ડિવાઇડેડ બાય 8 કરવું પડે, and that will make the whole sum very lengthy, right? So for our easiness, we have divided the whole property according to 50-50 ratio, 4 flats for self residential and 4 flats for later. We will bifurcate each and every amount in the ratio of 1:1. Okay? With that understanding, now we start the calculation of gross annual value, and we will start with the first 4 flats, which are self-residential. Now you may ask me one question. Is it necessary that flat number 1, 2, 3, 4 are self-residential and 5, 6, 7, 8 are let out? No, it is not necessary. તમે ફ્લેટ નંબર 1 to 4 ને લેટ આઉટ રાખો અને 6, 7, 8 એટલે 5, 6, 7, 8 એને સેલ્ફ રેસિડેન્શિયલ રાખો તોય ચાલે, એમાં કઈ ફેર ન પડે. પેલા 4 લેટ આઉટ અને બીજા 4 સેલ્ફ રેસિડેન્શિયલ રાખો તોય ચાલે. અને મેં જેમ કર્યું છે કે પેલા 4 ને સેલ્ફ રેસિડેન્શિયલ રાખીને બીજા 4 ને લેટ આઉટ રાખ્યા છે તોય ચાલે. That really does not make any difference, right? Now what to do with the self residential flats? You know that the gross annual value of self residential house property is always 0, and we pass a note for that. Now let us pass a note. Here is the very common note. Done. Since flat 1, 2, 3, 4 are used for self residential purpose, the gross annual value of all 4 flats is 0. Okay, let us go ahead. It's time for the remaining part. Flat number 5, 6, 7, 8, which are let out, and for them we have to find out clause A and C. બધી અમાઉન્ટ જે છે એને આપણે 1:1 એટલે અડધા અડધા કરતા જવાના છે, એ ભૂલાય નહીં. First we will find out clause A. Watch out the calculation. We have got municipal value this time. Other details માં જો, we have got municipal value, fair rent and standard rent. All 3 components of clause A available. This time we will make 50%. Obviously 50-50 માં આપણે bifurcate કરશું. There we go. You can see the figures. See the municipal value given 5,20,000, half 1:1 makes it 2,60,000. Then fair rent 5 lakh na half, 2,50,000. Out of this, pick up the higher amount, that is 2,60,000. This is further compared with standard rent. Standard rent given is 4 lakh. See, so half, that is 2 lakh. And out of this 260 and 2, we can take up the lower amount. There is no zero. So we will select the lower amount, that is 2 lakh. And this one is the answer of clause A. That's the answer of clause A. Now let us find out clause C. Formula of clause C. All of you know this formula, and since it is question number 11, you must have remembered all the formulas, not only the formula of clause C. You must have remembered everything, I mean. Now, what is the actual rent? Flats are let out for 5,000 per month per flat. So, obviously 5,000 per month multiplied by 12. कैलसी उपाड़ो चलो 5,000 into 12 into 4 flats. एक फ्लेट से जो per month per flat. तो 5,000 into 12 into 4 flats करो. You will have 2,40,000. चारे चार फ्लेट नु भेगू. Minus, there are no bad debts. Find out the loss of vacancy period, which is 15,000. How 15,000 arrived? Vacancy period is for 3 months. And the rent for 1 month is 5,000. So obviously that will give us 15,000, right? 5,000 into 3, 15,000 less 240 minus 15,000 gives us 2,25,000. Getting this? Now compare A and C. Let us see. કારણ કે તમને ખબર જ છે કે જો clause A is greater than clause C, we need to find out revise clause C. What is the case now? Clause A is 2 lakh and clause C is 2,25,000. So clause C greater than clause A. We are lucky enough. We are very lucky enough because we don't need to find out revise clause C. That means what? The answer of clause C is our final answer or gross annual value. Answer of clause C is 2,25,000 and that is our gross annual value for the let out flats. Calculation of gross annual value comes to the end. 2,25,000 is the gross annual value of all 4 flats which are let out. And now if this one is over, now it's time for the statement of house property. Okay, draw up the statement. That's the heading. All four names A, B, C, D to be placed as a part of heading. A oblique B oblique C oblique D. Previous year assessment year defined on both the ends. And here comes the table. In the table also, you can see that I have not given you 8 columns. We have only 2 columns. First column flat 1, 2, 3, 4, which are self-residential, and another column for 5, 6, 7, 8, which are laid out. અને સેલ્ફ રેસિડેન્શિયલ ફ્લેટ હોય એટલે એમાં પહેલા 4 તો આપણે 0 જ મૂકીએ છીએ, તમને ખબર જ છે. Entries starting from gross annual value to income from house property. બધાય બધા સમમાં આ ટેબલ આવેલું જ છે. અને બીજું કહી દઉં કે આ ટેબલમાં જેટલી એન્ટ્રીઝ છે એ સિવાયની કોઈ એન્ટ્રી ક્વેશ્ચનમાં આપેલી હોય જ છે. બધા ક્વેશ્ચનમાં બે ત્રણ એવી એન્ટ્રી હોય જ છે કે જે ખરેખર આપણા ટેબલમાં આવતી નથી હોતી. We ignore all the remaining entries. Now let us put the gross annual value 2,25,000 for the let out house property, right? Self residential માં તામે આપણે 0 જ મૂકવાનો હોય છે. Less municipal taxes. Municipal taxes are given. Other details માં જો 7 નંબરમાં municipal taxes are 64,000. આપણે half કરીએ છીએ 1:1. Don't forget 1:1. That will give us 32,000. I repeat, municipal taxes are deductible for let out house only and not deductible in case of self residential house. In my previous lectures also, I have again and again told you, and again I am repeating the same thing one last time. Municipal taxes are deductible for let out house property, not allowed for self residential house. આપેલા હોય તોય આપણે લેતા નથી. And we arrive at net annual value. 0 for first unit and 1,93,000 for the let out flats. Now let us get down to the deductions under section 24. First deduction, by default deduction, 30% rate fixed જ છે. એ કોઈ સમમાં આપેલો નહીં હોય. 30% to be made on net annual value, right? 1,93,000 into 30%. And that will give us 57,900. Next entry, interest on construction loan, and it is also clearly given in the question detail number 6 macho. Interest on construction loan is 2,60,000. 1:1. Interest on loan deductible for both self-residential as well as let out. So 1,30,000 per unit. Done. Interest on pre-construction loan not given again. Still, many students have doubts as far as pre-construction loan is concerned, when to deduct and how much to deduct. But you must be clear about that. I have repeated the same thing again and again. One last time, I repeat, interest on pre-construction loan આપેલું હોય તો તમારે એને લેસ કરવાનું છે. બે કન્ડિશન હોવી જોઈએ. પહેલું તો ફર્સ્ટ કન્ડિશન, હાઉસનું કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન 1st April 2015 કે ત્યાર પછીનું હોવું જોઈએ. The house must have been constructed on or after 1st April 2015. If yes, then condition number 2, you have to make 20% of the interest. Full amount of interest is not deductible, only 20% amount is deductible. Right? If the house has been constructed before 1st April 2015, you will ignore that. No deduction. So now I suppose you are clear. Fourth entry is interest on repairs loan. That is also not given. So with that, we find out the income from house property that will always be minus, always be negative in case of self-residential flats. Minus 1,30,000 in case of first, and in case of the second part, net annual value 1,93,000. એમાંથી નીચેની બે amount less કરો and we are left with only marginal income. Answer plus માં જ આવે છે પણ બહુ મોટો plus નથી આવતો. 5,100 only, very negligible amount. So the statement of house property is hereby over. What is the next step? We have to merge both and find out the net income. So give the heading net income. Here it is. જે આગલા ટેબલમાં આન્સર હતા એ મેં આમાં કેરી ફોરવર્ડ કર્યા છે. 1, 2, 3, 4 minus 130 and 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 5,100. And thereby net income is negative. You can call it loss also. But net income ની સામે આપણે માઇનસમાં amount લખીએ છીએ. That means it is loss. Minus 1,24,900. You can see over here, I think it is for the first time that we have a net answer in negative form. Generally, house-wise ક્યાંક ને ક્યાંક negative answer આવતો હોય છે, પણ final answer negative આવ્યો એવું લગભગ આપણે જે સમ કર્યા એમાં પહેલી વાર બન્યું હશે, if I am not wrong. Okay, પણ એ કહી દઉં કે ફાઇનલ આન્સર બી નેગેટિવ આવી શકે. બધાએ બધા આન્સર નેગેટિવમાં બી આવી શકે છે. So don't worry about the minus answers, right? Minus answers are possible by all means. But say અહીંયા ચાર પાર્ટનર છે, ચારેય વચ્ચે શેરિંગ કરી નાખીએ. Let us distribute the loss. Ratio of sharing is not given. આપણે એમ જ લખેલું છે ફર્સ્ટ લાઈનમાં ABCD are equal owners, so the loss is to be shared on equal basis. This way, loss per partner 1,24,900 total loss divided by 4. So per partner loss 31,225. That's the loss from house property. Now, in the question, at the end of the question, we have been asked to find out gross total income as well. Let us have it. This is the only thing left. Gross total income of partners. We will prepare a table having columns for A, B, C and D. આપણને other incomes આપેલી જ છે. એ other incomes ની સાથે house property ના loss ને આપણે adjust કરીએ. એટલે આવી રીતે ટેબલ બને. જો A, B, C, D. Other incomes question માં આપેલી છે જો છેલ્લે 1,60,000, 1,40,000 and 1,60,000. Against that જે આપણને આ લોસ આપ્યો છે જો ઇન્કમ પ્લસ માં આવી હોત તો આપણે એડ કરી દે લોસ છે ચારેયનો ઇક્વલ લોસ જ છે એટલે એ માઇનસ કરીએ છીએ and then we arrive at gross total income of each and every partner separately. Done? So with this, the question number 11, which I told you, it was a little bit different. 8 ફ્લેટ જોઈ અને કન્ફ્યુઝ થવાની જરૂર નહોતી બરાબર 8 ના આપણે સીધા બે ભાગ જ પાડી દીધા and we did it. એટલે ઘણીવાર ક્વેશ્ચન વાંચો ને એટલે પેરેગ્રાફિક ફોર્મમાં હોય એટલે ક્યાંક ને ક્યાંક આપણને થોડી બીક લાગે કે ઓ આ કયા ટાઈપનો ક્વેશ્ચન છે પણ થોડુંક તમે નિરાતે વાંચો એટલે ઓટોમેટિક જે છે તમને એમાંથી રસ્તો મળી જાય કે ક્યાંથી સ્ટાર્ટ કરવું રાઈટ યસ this is the chapter income from house property and it concludes over here. It is over now. All the important points are covered. All the sums covering diversified points are over. And I hope all of you are also clear as far as this chapter goes. So that is why this was a very short lecture. In a very short time, we could finish the chapter. From next lecture onwards, we will start the new chapter. And again, that is going to be a practical chapter. A huge, huge chapter to begin. Lot of provisions to be covered. Right? We will start that new chapter in the next lecture. Till then, see you all.